Here's more wrestling news for January 12th, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include: Big E opens up about disappointing title reign, what's next for the former WWE champion? WWE Hall of Famer makes shocking claim about the vaccine, gets dragged for his comments. WWE obsessed fan back in court berates his own attorneys during the trial. I'm not done with WWE. Legendary WWE superstar promises to be back in the ring, says they may miss Wrestlemania. Chris Jericho forced to postpone latest Rock and Rager Wrestling at Sea Cruise. Former AEW World Champion issues apology after Tasteless comments this week. Promising NXT 2.0 superstar suffers injury at the most recent set of tapings, and more. We are kicking off with day one, where Big E's reign as WWE Champion came to a surprising end as he was pinned by Brock Lesnar, who wasn't meant to be in the originally planned match. Big E's title win in September 2021 was a huge moment, one that fans had wanted to see for years, but his reign didn't live up to expectations for many in the crowd. Sitting down with Sports Illustrated, Big E admitted that he's disappointed that his title reign ended the way it did, but said there's no shame in losing to Brock Lesnar. The former champion added that he doesn't want to go back to the spot he had prior to the title win, a fate Kofi Kingston suffered after his WWE title reign ended thanks to Lesnar in October of 2019. On this week's Raw, Big E announced that he will be in this month's Men's Royal Rumble match and has been considered a favorite to win, but it's ultimately not up to Big E whether he remains a main eventer or if creative have other ideas for the former WWE champion. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 2 years, you'll know that a global situation has caused dramatic changes to how we live. Thankfully, a vaccine has been made that has helped lower the amount of deaths, but plenty of people are still against getting jabbed. Now, Hulk Hogan has made his feelings on the vaccine clear, as on Facebook, the Hulkster argued that the vaccine is the reason for 2 prominent deaths. When a person suggested that the vaccine killed comedian Bob Saget, Hogan responded, saying actors Betty White and Sidney Poitier were also double jabbed, adding that those who have been vaccinated are dropping like flies. There's been absolutely zero evidence that these actors died because of the vaccine, or that they were even vaccinated, and it's ironic for Hogan, who's admitted to taking steroids in 1994, is now against making injections. Hogan's comment quickly sparked a backlash as users ridiculed him for his claim, but according to the wrestling legend, there's no other reason why these 2 actors, both in their mid to late 90s, recently passed away. In 2020, Armando Alejandro Montalvo was arrested for multiple incidents of trespassing on WWE property, and in one instance, smearing his own excrement on the walls of the Performance Center. During his trespassing, Montalvo would livestream his actions and also streamed a court date in May last year where he decided to hit on the judge. Now Montalvo has appeared in court once again and chose once more to livestream what happened, meaning his viewers could watch him criticize his attorneys. Montalvo said that every time he's worked with an attorney, it's ended up with him spending time in jail, failing to realize that it's really his actions, not his legal representation, that caused him to spend time behind bars. The WWE fanatic did 6 months for shopping at a Walmart without permission of the court, breaking the terms of his release. In this most recent court appearance, Montalvo claimed that he worked security for Lady Gaga and football coach Tony Dungy, but provided no evidence, and said that Vince and Linda McMahon had also worked with him, once more without proof. Montalvo has also demanded that he represents himself in future court dates, despite the adage that someone who represents themselves has a fool for a client, and will keep following this legal matter for updates. For a decade, John Cena was the unquestionable face of WWE, having a career most wrestlers could only dream of. In recent years, Cena has transitioned into being a part-timer, having just 3 televised matches over the past 3 years, and losing all 3. Speaking to Ellen DeGeneres this week, the 16-time WWE World Champion discussed his impressive career and said that despite how things appear, it's not over yet. He said, "I don't know if I'll be able to make WrestleMania. I will tell everybody watching I am not done with WWE by a long shot. That's my home, I love it. I was able to go back during the summer for a few months and entertain audiences when they welcomed audiences back to arenas, and I've far from had my last appearance." Cena wasn't available to appear at WrestleMania 37 due to his commitments to filming Peacemaker for HBO Max, and while John's career in films and TV continues to grow, the WWE icon hasn't finished with the company he made his name in first. AEW news next, as for the past few years, Chris Jericho has hosted his Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea cruises, giving fans a unique experience as they travel to different locations. Originally, the fourth cruise was set to depart this coming March, but fans who were looking forward to it will now have to wait another year. On the Jericho Cruise website, it was announced that the cruise has been postponed to February 2023, with the current environment being explained as the reason why. It was also said that given the amount of time since the last cruise, which happened in October 2021, that the turnaround time is too short to get everything prepared correctly. These cruises have been popular, but last October's event faced a lot of criticism for its organization, with fans having to queue for hours in scorching weather without any food, water, or bathroom breaks just to board. Hopefully, Jericho can avoid similar incidents when his cruise sets sail to the Bahamas on February 2, 2023, as the former world champion has an extra year to get things ready. Earlier this week, we reported on Kenny Omega, who, in his defense of AEW, made some heinous comments about a fan. When one fan said that Omega hadn't answered the questions presented to him, the AEW Executive Vice President accused that fan of inappropriately touching children because they were holding their own kid in their arms in their profile picture. Many question if this was the right response for someone in charge of an internationally distributed wrestling promotion, but Omega's rant didn't stop there. He also referenced Jim Cornette, saying that the Wrestling Personalities podcast is full of wheezing, but now the cleaner is feeling apologetic. In another tweet, Omega apologized for his comments about Cornette's breathing, saying that he has friends who are suffering from breathing problems as a side effect. Cornette didn't buy this apology, saying that it was phony, and he wants nothing to do with the former AEW World Champion. It's interesting that Omega hasn't apologized to the fan he accused of inappropriately grabbing children, but that may still come. And during his time away to heal up from injuries, the cleaner may want to take a break from arguing on social media. And today we're ending with 205 Live, as an injury may have taken place in the latest tapings. During the taping, which immediately followed on from this week's NXT 2.0, a match between the returning Sarav and Odyssey Jones took place, but one that never got a finish. Sean Ross Sapp reports that the match was stopped after Jones appeared to suffer an injury, but there's no indication of what kind of injury he suffered. Hopefully, it's nothing serious and he'll be back in the ring, as Jones has been one of the more promising new stars on NXT 2.0. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.